Hey guys, welcome to the first video on our second page. Wow. The first one is going to be on our homeschooling, and because we've had a lot of people ask, how on earth do you do what you do? And my question is, I could answer it if I knew what the answer was. So whenever I figure that out, I'll let y'all know. But the hubs, which is the manager, said, our first one should be on our homeschool room. Because without having our homeschool room neat and orderly most of the time, and having it available for us to do our school in, and everything that is in here, and it's just a part of how our day functions successfully. So we'll take you step by step through it, and we'll do a bunch of other videos on just different aspects of the homeschool room and other things that y'all might be interested in. First, that's the door that we actually came through. The first, right behind the door is we have a growth chart that we measured the kids on, that was given to us at Healthy Kids Day, which is one of the events at our library. And then this door is the closet door. It has the water closet in it. It's got a huge deep closet in it. This is one of the organizers that we use in the homeschool classroom, and we can go over all the details for that later. This is just basically to cover what our homeschool room looks like, and how we have it all laid out, just for a starter video. This conjumbled mess, that is my current working sewing projects. I also do sewing. If you weren't following us on Facebook, I do sewing. I sew most of our girls' dresses, skirts, fix their teddy bears. There's a teddy bear up there right now that needs fixed. The dressers where we keep all the extra material for me to sew with. And then we have my sewing area, which everybody says, wait a minute, this is the schoolroom. I like to have my sewing stuff in the schoolroom so that while the kids are doing their school, I can be doing something productive too, because there's a lot of stuff now that Grace is, she's 7, she's working on 2nd grade, finishing it up, and Faith is working on finishing up kindergarten. So there's a lot of stuff that they can do on their own now. So now I have time to work on my sewing. The box is actually a box from Buddy's Barbecue, not a sponsor, and I used it to put over the serger machine because those threads are so sensitive, and one of them is so incredibly difficult to thread. So we keep that box over it to keep the serger covered whenever I'm not working on projects. I just finished up hemming up the Jory dress recently. There's more details about that on my blog, and so I already had it out to do that, and I also wanted to keep it uncovered so you could see where everything was. And then I also try to keep a can of air in here to keep the machines blown out. And then I have a sewing machine. They're both Janome brand. And I'll probably do another vlog on that too, my likes and dislikes about why I use Janome. This whole section over here beside it is everything I need for sewing. The tin on the top is where I keep most of my buttons, a basket to keep all my sewing stuff, magnets to keep my pins on, drawers for thread and material, extra the floss yarn that I use to make doilies with. And then over beside it, on the top, is where we keep all of the gaming stuff. We actually don't do a lot of games while we're actually schooling in the middle of the day, but there's also games on there that are just for the younger two whenever we're schooling and they just need something to do. There's puzzles for them. There's even more puzzles up here in the top corner. That's little princess dress-up dolls and whatnot. So we keep those in here for the little ones mostly. And then we have some other board games on another one of our bookshelves. And then we also keep all the books in the house in the corner of the schoolroom. The two brown ones are Matt's bookshelves. That's where he keeps all of his Bible study books, his research books, and whatnot. And then the black shelf, the bottom, well actually most of it is homeschooling. On top is where we keep the not safe for the little ones to have. Our Legos, our Connects, our Play-Doh. I don't like the little ones to get into those a whole lot. So we keep them way up there. I even have to use a stool to get to them. And then the next shelf down is my small selection of my books, which that whole shelf is mine. Most of it is my crochet, knit, embroidery patterns, and then the rest of it is school books. There's readers that are not for their curriculum on the third shelf. The next shelf down is mostly their readers, and the next shelf down from there is where we keep their curriculum books, the teacher books that we're not using in between grades, because I have one second grade and then I have one kindergarten. So the first grade teacher books right now are on the shelf, and we're already buying the fourth grade teacher books, so some of those are on the shelf too. And then the rest of them are books that we use for unit studies, which again, that's going to be another video we'll cover, is why we chose to go with unit studies. And then we also keep a high chair in here for the 2-year-old, because it's easier to just keep him in the high chair. He stays more confined. He prefers to have that little space. The whole tray is his. He can do whatever he wants. And when he gets stuff on it that we don't want him to, we just have a magic eraser that is wonderful and gets all that off for us. And then when we first started this schoolroom, we started with desks, and that wasn't working because, like I said, I have a sewing area in here. This is where I sew. This is where, and I also have my crochet work area in here. So I also use it for my sewing. So I needed it, and we also, this is our table that we use for festivals. And we also, occasionally have some friends over that have the same amount of kids as us. Well, once you put 6 kids in a dining room, there's nowhere really for the adults to eat. So this also seats when we ever have our friends over. We have more folding chairs in the closet in here. And we have 4 set up in here now. That's enough for me to be able to sit at the table with the kids and for all of them to have their own chair. So that's why we went with a table instead of desk. And also because we did the unit studies. And when we do unit studies, I like for all of us to be together. So because of just the space size, I just decided I don't want desk. We just decided to just go with the table. It was more time. It was more time for us to have to, worry about clearing the dining room table off, but having a school table instead of desk for us, it worked better all around for everybody. And then behind the high chair is where we keep what we call the little kid books, which is starting to become more of, some what we would call easy readers as well, because as our kids get older, they're kind of getting out of the board books. We keep a couple of board books for the 2- and 4-year-old as they start to learn letters and whatnot. And then we also have to keep a space heater in here because in the winter it's the coldest room and in the summer it's the hottest room. So that just kind of keeps everything regulated. And then on top of that are the school-age kids' math blocks, and the oldest one's loom band stuff stays right there. Surprisingly, the 2-year-old has yet to ever mess with it. He just kind of plays with his own little blocks that we keep for him. Then we have Faith's knitting machine and table that Matt built for her. It has a hole in the middle, that way the knitting machine products can drop through the hole, and he's sanded it out so where it's real safe for her. So she absolutely loves it. And then across and behind, we have the school stuff. We have charts that we've printed out from the Abeka books that has all of the special sounds that they're learning. Under it, we have dragons and dinosaurs that the kids have made with the little sticker, stick-on stickers according to the color that it's on, for our dinosaur and dragon unit study, and they had a lot of fun with that. Then we just keep like basic charts in here, a craft from their reading time at the library every Tuesday, and then we have borders that they've colored and put up there with the alphabet. They don't stay on sometimes very well whenever we're canning because, like I said, it's right off the kitchen, so sometimes the steam from the canner will come in here, and so we have to retape them. But other than that, we really like it because they can look up on the wall and be like, which way is this letter? And, they'll just see it. And then this is my desk. It needs a front put back on it, but I'm not going to complain because that desk is so very sturdy and has worked very well for me. We don't have that computer hooked up yet. We haven't had it very long. We're hoping to get it hooked up soon with some games for the kids to play on and with their foreign language software and whatnot. And then we have what we're fixing to start on unit study, our pirate book sitting on my desk. And then the little space that I have to file folders. And And then we have some American flags because we had them left over from a Veterans Day, and the kids were like, we just want to keep them. So I was not opposed to that. And then behind my desk, other than the whiteboard, which I absolutely love, and we've just recently cleaned it. That'll be another video too on how we get that so clean. And then we have a small map that someone gave us. Behind my desk, we keep these crates, and they are wall mounted, matte wall mounted, every one of them individually, and they're done by color. Mine is on bottom and it's black, and then Grace's, our second graders, is purple, her favorite color. Then the kindergartner got pink, her favorite color. The 4-year-old got green, her favorite color, and then orange for the 2-year-old boy. And then another thing we do different for our schoolroom is that we have a calendar in here, and we rotate. The children get to pick each year what calendar we get. Well, it was the 4-year-old's turn, and she loves Sophia, so we decided to go with Sophia because that's what she wanted. But yeah, that's next to where our crates are, and each one of their crates, we'll cover that in another video, but that everyone has their own crate and their own little special place. And then I have a roll mat for my rolling chair because it's carpet in here. And then using a digital blackboard in here is amazing for just unit studies, just basic review of things. That way it's big and it's right there. Everybody gets to see it. And then we have the DVD player. The DVDs are actually in the white unit over by my desk. And then underneath there is where we keep hymn books. Almost all the books for our music lessons, phonics work, audio books. And then on top, next to there, we have our Wi-Fi compatible printer. And we have it hooked up to every device in the house. That way, while I'm working, while Matt's working, the kids are working, we can print anywhere in the house, and it's sitting on top of an antique sewing machine that my grandmother gave me. And then next to it is the Lucy's Loops stash of yarn. And they're all done in priority mailboxes that we get through the mail. We had a ton of one size left over after Christmas, so we said, we'll just use those to sort the yarn with. You know, we have the neutrals on top, and then we have the green through purples on the middle shelf, and then the pinks and yellows and reds on the bottom shelf, and then all those shelves are reinforced. And then we have the part right next to the printers where Grace keeps her stuff, her knitting loom, her crochet, the box to face knitting machine is right there. And then all the shipping supplies are kept underneath it. And then in the drawers we keep the receipt books, the Christmas yarns, the tissue paper, extra tape, the packaging tape, the Ziplocs we ship them in, the extra eye pieces that we put on the dragons, and just all of our extra little stuff that just needs to be put in one place. So that is basically our schoolroom. And like I said, I'm going to do a couple more videos explaining just how we do different things here and there, why we chose some things, why we chose not to do some things. So thanks you guys for watching, and if you like this video, then please hit the like button at the bottom and subscribe to get more videos that we'll be shooting of vlogs on not just homeschooling. We'll do other things like, you know, the ask a question from the crochet Twitter page that everybody have been asking. We just chose to do this one because everybody's question, you know, was how do you do it? You know, what's homeschooling like while working from home? So that was basically what this one was for. So like I said, please just look down in the description below for links to other future videos. And thank you so much for watching.